It was a busy night for the people of Shushan. Mordecai and all the Jews were busy praying. Haman and his sons were busy building an enormous gallows in their backyard. And Queen Esther was busy preparing for the feast she would host the next day.
Attention, Royal Market shoppers. Special midnight liquor sale. 2-for-1 special on all fine wines in aisle 8.
No one slept, except King Achashverosh. But his sound snoozing and snoring were suddenly disrupted by a vivid dream. And he awoke with a start.
How dare they plot against the king?
Achashverosh mumbled in his half-sleep as he stirred in his bed.
Why would Esther invite Haman to her feast? Are the two of them conspiring against me? Are they up to something?
Achashverosh pulled the covers up to his royal chin and tried to go back to sleep.
2,764 sheep.
2,765 sheep. 2,766 sheep. Hours ticked by, and sleep did not come.
Shimshai!
Aye.
Achashverosh called to the night chamberlain, who happened to be Haman's son.
I can't sleep. Bring me my Book of Chronicles.
Shimshai came running, carrying the book.
Start reading.
From the beginning, Your Majesty.
No. Start toward the end. I want to hear about recent events.
All right, Your Majesty. Hey, what's going on here? I'm turning the pages and they keep on coming back to the story of Mordecai saving the king from Bigtan and Teresh's poison. I can't read that to the king.
What are you doing, Shimshai? Read already.
Certainly, Your Majesty. Let me just find my place again.
Just then, the pages flipped back by themselves to the story about Mordecai. Shimshai stared at the book, unable to speak.
Don't you know how to read?
Shimshai opened his mouth, but couldn't bring himself to read what was on the page. That's when the angel Gabriel stepped in. He began reading the story, the whole glorious story of Mordecai's loyalty and service to the king, in all of its impressive details.
And so Mordecai saved the king's life. He should be duly rewarded for his great deed.
What's the deal, Shimshai? Was Mordecai ever rewarded?
Why, no, Your Majesty. He was not.
Well, we'll have to do something about that.
Achashverosh laid his royal head back on his pillow and closed his eyes.
Keep reading to me, Shimshai. It's working. I'm feeling sleepy.
As King Achashverosh listened to the soothing words of the Book of Chronicles, he began to yawn. One yawn led to another, and soon Achashverosh was fast asleep. But his rest didn't last for long. The king had a scary dream.
It is I, Haman, who wants to kill you. One quick thrust of my sword and you will be history. All 127 provinces will be mine once and for all.
Help!
Cried Achashverosh as he jolted awake. At that moment, the sound of footsteps was heard outside the king's chamber door.
Who goes there?
It's Haman.
So it wasn't a dream after all. Aha! Come in, Haman. Haman had hurried straight to the palace the minute the gallows was finished, to tell the king his plan. What brings you here at midnight?
Well, Your Royal Highness, I've built a...
Never mind that. Tell me, Haman, what shall be done for a man whom the king wishes to honor? Haman smiled.
Who could the king possibly want to honor besides me? At last I will get exactly what I deserve. How to honor this man? Now let me think. Yes, I know just the thing. Let the man of honor be dressed in royal robes and wear your royal crown.
Aha! So the scoundrel wants my crown on his head, does he? I knew it. Well, we'll see about that. Haman continued, not noticing how upset the king was with him.
And be placed on one of your royal horses. Then let him be led through the city square by one of your noble advisors, who will proclaim, "Such shall be done to the man whom the king wishes to honor."
What a brilliant idea, Haman. Let's do it now. Fetch a royal robe and a horse, and do everything you've just said for Mordecai. Haman thought maybe he didn't hear right.
For who, Your Majesty?
Weren't you listening? Or are there mashed potatoes in your ears? I said for Mordecai.
For Mordecai, Your Majesty?
Yes, Mordecai.
Which Mordecai, Your Majesty?
Which Mordecai? How many people named Mordecai do you know?
Could be several in a city of this size.
Haman, stop babbling. Do you know another Mordecai besides the faithful Jew who sits outside the palace gate?
Well, I suppose not.
Then stop stalling and do as you're told.
But Your Majesty, such royal treatment for a Jew?
Who asked you, Haman? A man who saves the king's life deserves the greatest honor. Now get going and make it snappy.
Father, you promised.
Give it up, you loser.
I can't bow down to you, Haman.
But...
Scram! Haman gritted his teeth and stalked off to find Mordecai. He knew that his life depended on fulfilling the king's command. Haman frantically ran all over the city.
Mordecai! I'd better find him soon. Mordecai, where are you?
Yes, Sonny boy.
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm looking for Mordecai.
I know who you are. Scram. Make like a scrambled egg and beat it.
Mordecai!
Haman searched high and low, getting more desperate by the second.
Get away! Mordecai, you under here?
He then knocked on every door in town.
We gave it the office.
We don't want any.
Are you the pizza delivery man?
What?
And still, no Mordecai in sight.
Come on, Mordecai. Give me a break. Mordecai, where are you? Keep your cool, Haman. Keep your cool.
Mordecai's got to be around here somewhere.
Finally, Haman stumbled upon Mordecai in the last place he looked.
It's about time. At last, Mordecai.
There was Mordecai, sitting in a house of study with crowds of children around him. When Haman appeared, Mordecai cringed.
Run, children! Escape, quickly!
No, Rabbi Mordecai, we will never leave you.
We're staying.
Even wild horses couldn't drag us away.
Mordecai, it seems your God has answered your prayers. I've come to dress you in these regal robes.
What are you talking about, Haman? Are you joking? What new kind of evil trick is this?
Unfortunately for me, this is no joke. I'm dead serious. The king has ordered me to do this, so let's get it over with already.
A smile spread across Mordecai's face, and the children cheered.
But Haman, look at me.
So?
I've been fasting for days. I'm wearing sackcloth and ashes. My hair's a mess and I'm in desperate need of a bath. I can't possibly go before the king like this.
Oh, so what do you want me to do about it? Give you a bath and a haircut?
Mordecai just looked at Haman, his eyebrows raised.
Oh, all right, you win. Come this way.
Haman escorted Mordecai to the public baths, where he cleaned and freshened him up. Then he sat Mordecai down to trim his hair.
Well now, Haman, isn't this more like it? Just like when you were a barber, way back when. Did you say something, Haman?
Arg!
Watch the side locks.
There, done. Now, put this on.
Haman helped Mordecai into the king's robe and then led him outside where a stately horse was waiting.
Hop onto the horse, Mordecai.
Oh, I can't do that. I'm so weak from fasting. I can hardly stand, let alone mount a horse.
Well, come on. We have to hurry. The king is waiting, and it's taking so long already.
Mordecai just stood next to the horse and shrugged.
I don't know what you want from me.
Smile.
Arg! This is so embarrassing. Climb up already.
Using Haman as a human step stool, Mordecai stepped up to mount the horse. Haman stood up, sighing deeply, and brushed the dust from his clothes. He took the reins and led Mordecai toward the city square. The people of Shushan laughed and cheered when they saw Haman and Mordecai approaching.
Isn't that the king's chief advisor?
What's he doing? Who's that on the horse?
What a strange sight. I think that's Haman leading Mordecai. Hey, quiet down. I hear Haman saying something.
Haman's voice rang out over the noise of the crowd.
Such shall be done to the man whom the king wishes to honor.
Meanwhile, Haman's daughter was looking out over the scene from her balcony.
Oh, Mother, you have to come see this. Father is on the king's horse wearing the king's clothes. Come see how absolutely ridiculous Mordecai looks, leading Father around the square.
I'll be right there. I just have to finish frosting this devil's food cake.
Haman's daughter was laughing so hard she could hardly see. And then a nasty idea crossed her mind. and in a split second she picked up a barrel of trash and hurled it out the window.
This is so embarrassing.
Whoa, that's not Mordecai. That's...
She gasped as the garbage tumbled down and landed right on her father's head.
Oh no! Father looks furious! Oh my gosh, what will I do now? I'd rather die than face Father!
Did you say something, dear?
Nothing, Mother.
And a moment later,
Goodbye, cruel world!
and with that, Haman's daughter jumped out and fell to the ground.
Another episode of Shushan Rescue.
Too late, Abdul.
Oh, well.
When the procession was over, Haman dragged himself home.
Humiliating. Absolutely humiliating. I've never felt so degraded in all my life.
Zeresh was in a pretty horrible mood, too.
You look pathetic.
I'll get him. Revenge. Mordecai will get what he deserves if it's the last thing I do.
Give it up, you loser. You can't win a fight with a Jew. Don't you understand by now? The Jews are compared to the stars and dust. Sure, when they fall, they go all the way down to dust. But when they rise, and make no mistake about it, they are on the rise now. They rise all the way up to the heavens. And that means you can say goodbye to your dreams of revenge and glory. You're doomed!
Oh, thanks for the vote of confidence.
Just at that moment, the king's chamberlains arrived.
It's time for Queen Esther's banquet. Let's go!
Haman looked down at his tattered, garbage-covered clothes and gulped.
Banquet?
Let's not keep the king waiting. Come with us immediately.